7 o'clock. We should get some booze, grab some coffee, cream. Okay. Really, the only thing we've had was AREC. That's just an. Let me uh, let me get the video. I changed things up. Um, I'm gonna be streaming off my other screen. So audio. Okay. All right. Okay, really the only thing we've had was AREC. If you haven't downloaded the update, make sure you download the update because you can sort from change percentage and volume. Sure, you go ahead and do that. Now, Lacey really hasn't done very much. As you can see on the 5 minutes, kind of ramping up a little bit. Around 6:15, it bounced off the non-EMA, but then really didn't do much. Got AREC. The only thing I don't like about ARCE is those wicks on the 5 minute. This wick right here, and then this wick right up in here. This wick right here, and then this wick. Because you had a 5 minute that really popped, then you you had a 5 minute that popped, and then it kind of wicked down. Then it closed. That closed was with some volume, so you could possibly on the break of that open right there, you could have started taking some trades. Maybe around 150. So then on the 1 minute, 150 trades was right up in here. He kind of ran up, has some dojis. Possibly could have got 157 up here to 161. There's just not enough volume in that. I mean, there is volume, but there's just not enough movement. I mean, the ATR for 1 minute's like 5 cents. Uh, LASE kind of bounced off. LASE kind of bounced off. Let me sort by volume here. LIDR. I know change percentage is good, but I really like LACE. LACE was good for we had a nice run up on the 1 minute here, and we just kind of wick down to the non-EMA. You could do a EMA bounce. We have LASE on the RVol. We already know that volume's coming in. I'm going to be focusing on some more updates to the scanner. The charting platform that I was working on has been put on hold because there's more things that I just need to work on, to be quite honest. I want to put together a notification system for when these 1 minute trades set up. Looks like we getting a bounce off the EMA of 414. That was an inside bar right there. A micro pullback. If you get on the break of that, 422, you're already good. You're about 6-8 cents in the money on that one. That was LASE. The problem with LASE is that there is no catalyst, but it is ripping for some reason. So something has come out. It's ripping. It blew past the 4.5. It blew past the 4.5. LASE is definitely ripping. It's 7:06. I don't see any news that came out yet. Sure, the server's still up and running. Yeah. Double check. Yep, it's active. Everything's good to go. LASE kind of ripped. We don't know why. Yeah, it's 6:45 CTM. LASE started ripping right at about 7:03. 7:05 it started ripping. Yeah, there's still no news on that. If you wanted to get into that play, you had to get in on the break of 422 on this run up with the EMA sloping upwards and the inside bar right there. Break of that at what was it 422? You had to get in at 422 because when it broke hard. It broke 433, then it broke to 440. I mean, it ripped right through 4.5. You had to be quick. You got AREC that's below the EMA, so that is no play. You got WALD that is no go, that is below the EMA, sloping downwards. We have LASE that is doing great. Um, Alrighty. Okie. LASC is so far the Big Ripper. The Big Ripper. Okay, let's see what we got here. Got the Big Ripper. It's August. It's slow. It's August. It's slow. It will possibly be very good. We usually only get about 1 or 2, but hey, take what we can get. Take what we can get. I'm just doing some little updates here. Doing some updates here. Alrighty. Ready. Got here. Yep. Alright, there we go. Let's go here. Okay, we got that. Alrighty. We got AREC trying to creep back up, taking control of the EMA. Taking control of the EMA. It's trying. LASC was a Big Ripper. Now it's just consolidating, closing below the EMA. 468 right on it. Right on it. So far, LASE, there was no catalyst that I can see of. And we have BTAI with news at 7. That's really nothing there. We got old Slim. We got AREC trying to make the move again. AREC had news. If you look at that had news. I don't think it was all that great, but hey, it did run. Making higher highs, higher lows on this candle here. Not much volume. Made a higher high, higher low on that candle at 153, and you got up to 157. That's not very much volume there. We had a pullback on the 5. earlier we had a spike with big topping tail, and then we had a topping tail down there, so really don't quite like that. Then we had a break of the open at 150, break of the high 153, and we ran up to 164. I mean, you could have got yourself 5-10 cents on that. The volume was okay. 700,000 on a 5-minute. Definitely could have netted just profits. So you see what we get. We'll see what we get. LASE, no catalyst, but a ripper. We had AREC. That was earlier before I even started the stream. That was earlier. I mean, if we look through this, have AREC here. Got LASE, LASE. LASE is trying, it had a pullback and it's reclaiming the VWAP. Not the VWAP, the EMA. Got to have my morning coffee. So we had a pullback here. As you can see here, we had a pullback and the volume was a little bit lower. Then we had big volume here that was higher, but it was below the EMA, and you closed right here. So could get another little run, maybe 10 cents, who knows? I normally don't like double, tripping, dipping on these things, though. No double, triple dipping. You make your move, you move on. You make your move, and you move on. Make your move, and you move on. Yeah, that I don't know about that. That's why I don't. I mean, when you have a pullback like this, that's not a. When you have to pull back like that, that's just. I don't like it all that good, to be quite honest. But hey, that's just me. That is just me. I like riding the coattails. I like to ride the coattails. The key on this trade was right here. Where are these lines? It all. The key trade was right here. You had this big volume coming in. AR and LASE. You had that big volume coming in. Up, LASE ripping again. You had that big volume come in. When you had a micro pullback, that's what you want to see, and get a break on that micro pullback, and you got yourself a ripper. That's what you want to see. You want to see a ripper. The volume on these two candles were higher, which is good. A little pullback there and kind of ripped up, but hey, it is what it is. 722, we got PLYM. Plymouth Industrial, REIT, receives unsolicited, non-binding acquisition proposal. Okay. I don't know if we got anything there, but LYM. LYM, we got nothing there. Old Slim. So Slim, I don't know. That Slim, EBRG. Nothing there. We got TRECK. There's nothing here. BTAI. BTAI is just to death. That's just been played way too much. Way too much. AREC. ARC below. AREC is below the EMA. That's just kind of, I think that play could be done for. We have LASC. LASC is still good. That's still ripping. That's a still ripping. LASC got some good volume in there. Got some really good volume in there. LASC still got some really decent volume. Yeah, AREC, that's doing nothing. All the other ones just got low volume. LIDR is just not enough volume. TAOP, that's a bummer. BNNR, that's a bummer. There's not much there. Not much there. A 1 minute topping tail right there. The guy LASC with a 5 million float. That's a low floater. It's 104% gain so far. That's 104% gain so far. That's a ripper. Now, if you like to play off the 5 minute, as you can see here, we kind of ripped up. And I mean, right now we're at 103%. We ripped up this thing, uh, ripped up. We had like a hangman. So right there, have a break of 479. Kind of ripped up to 501. Now, are we going to break through 501? Because we ripped right through 4.5. A $5 hole mark is pretty significant. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with that. We will find out. ARC is just kind of doing nothing. Got LIDR kind of doing nothing. I'm looking at other ones on another screen. We got TAOP that's really no volume. We got LIDR has very light volume. We have AREC that's really not doing anything. Got LASC as the top gainer of 102.8%. We got 5 million float. We've already done 25 million, so that has round tripped 5 times. We have a 5x round tripper. Got a 5x round tripper. 5x round tripper. If you got in on the break of that 5-minute candle right there, might want to be rethinking your situation. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. Make sure you make good decisions in your life. Seems like we're holding the $5 mark. We got volume coming in. That's good. Got volume coming in. Got big top and tail in the previous 1 minute. A little concerning. 102.8% plain. Losing. It's down to 101, 2.1.2. But you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Got the 5 minute. Let's see. Boy, that 5 minute on LIDR looks like a complete mess. Looks like a complete mess. What was really clean was LASE. Of course, that's the biggest gainer. Now, we didn't know that at the time, but if you look at the 5 minute right here, what you're looking for is you're looking for a nice big ripper. Okay. And I know a lot of people are going to get in this and probably buy up here and then get stopped out down here and then it rips back up. But you really got to sit on your hands and you got to be disciplined and wait. You got to wait. Just can't go all in all crazy like a nutbag. Got to wait for stuff. Now see, we're a little extended off the 5 minute EMA. We're a little extended off of that 9 EMA. I mean, we can keep ripping up, but we're a little extended off of that. TWAP is there. Okay. We're a little extended off of that. Like we're putting in a doji there, we're putting in a top and tail. We could have 494. I mean, we lose the $5 mark and 494. Yeah, might revisit the 470. You might revisit that EMA, a 5-minute kiss of it. But the good play, and this is what you really got to do. And some of these are going to rip without you, and who cares? Some of these are going to rip without you. Who cares? There's more to be played, more to be played. But what you really want to do is look for this 5-minute right here, and you want to look for a pullback. Look for a pullback. You don't want to look for a big pullback. I mean, if it's larger than 50% pullback, yeah, it's not good. And if it's like a pullback of like a big, huge topping tail, kind of looks like a shooting star, you don't want that either. But this right here, this is a nice hangman. And then you got a break of the 479 on the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, you got a break of the 479. Now, once you break that 479, once you broke that around, was it around 720 we broke it? Yeah, about 721, 479. So about 721 you broke it. Once you broke it, I mean, look what you did. You went from 479 straight up to 5. So, I mean, you netted 20 cents right there just off of that break. Now, I mean, what I like to do is right here, once I get that break, once we get a run up, we got a little profit taken up in here. Maybe you got some short sellers, little crazy nutbags in there trying to short sell. Hey, once we broke that 479, bam, you're in. What you can do is put your stop over here at 470. That's a 9-cent stop. That's a 9-cent stop. 1,000 shares, that's like $90 stop on 1,000 shares, and you netted yourself like a 20-cent run. That right there is like $200 for the day. I mean, if you're looking to make $200, well, you had your chance. You had your chance. Now it looks like it's puking out. You had your chance on it. It gave it to you. It gave it to you. It had a rip and run, rip and run. I mean, we were looking at it when this thing broke, when we had this run up right here, and this thing broke that inside bar on that micro pullback, and it broke, and then it broke that 426, we just ripped right up. I mean, there was just no coming back after that. I mean, we ripped up. You could have got yourself like 40 cents on that move, 50 cents. Here's for 20-cent increments, so you easily got yourself 2, 4. Oh yeah, you got yourself 50 cents. 50 cent, 50 cent, 50 cent. You got yourself 50 cent. How much were you risking? You were probably risking, I mean, if you got in on the break of this, let's say you didn't get in on the break of that. Let's say you got in on a break of 426 and your stop's down there at 417. You got about a 10-cent stop. You got about a 10-cent stop on a 1,000 shares. You're risking 100 and you made 500. That's like a 5-to-1 right there, man. You don't see them very often, but when you do, you enjoy them. You enjoy them. It's 7:37. So far, LASC was the only rip run we had. Rip run, rip and run. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write some code. And what it's going to do, this code, what this is going to do is that it is going to look and scan these 5 minutes. It's going to scan the 5 minutes. It's going to look for these nice rippers right here. And then it's going to look for a pullback. If that pullback is larger than 50%, no, it's not going to, it's going to take it off. But what it's going to do, and I'm going to have another scanner up here that you can look for. I'll probably call it maybe TZ trades or something like that. Ticker Zcan trades. I'm going to call it TZ trades. You can have it up here. Maybe you can remove this one here. Have it up here. It's going to give you the entries. And we have a nice run up. It's going to have to be at least a minimum of a 20% runner. 20% runner is not that much. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, 20%, are you nuts? Man, these things go crazy sometimes. I mean, out of thousands of stocks, and we can catch just one. And let's say you only get like 10 cents on that. Let's say you only get 10 cents. 1,000 shares, that's $100. 1,000 shares, that's $100. 5,000 shares, that's $500. And normally when you get these rippers like this, what will happen is you get these rippers like this. I mean, this one had 193,000 volume. That one had like 1 million volume. I mean, do you think you can dump like 10,000 shares on a ripper? Yeah. Because when it's ripping like this, you want to be selling into those pops. You want to be selling like half your position right into that pop and just let somebody else take it. Let somebody else buy the high. Now, once this is played for on the 5 minute, it's pretty much done. I mean, when you play this on a 5 minute and you get that break of 479, and you come up here and let's say you got in on that doji and you got out on the break of that doji at 494, take your money and run. Don't sit there and just keep trying to let's say you make 500 on this trade, and then all of a sudden you try to take a trade in here and try to scalp some, and you lose like 100, and then you try it again, you lose another 100, then you're down 300, and you're like, oh man, I had 500, I want to get back up to 500. So you kind of crank out some more, then you're down 200. Before you know it, you're actually tilted and your brain is screwing with you, and you're like, man, I gotta get back my money. So you double up my shares, and now you're down 100, then you're down 200, and you're just pissed away your profits. Just pissed them away. When traders tilt like that, it pisses me. They got no discipline. Take your money and run. I don't listen to country music that much, but I'm going to tell you something. You got to listen. Who was that? Who was that? I think it was Kenny Rogers. Who was that? I don't know. Yeah, it was Kenny Rogers, gambler. Get on YouTube and look up Kenny Rogers, the gambler. And you people that ain't got no discipline and can't walk away, you need to listen to that song. You need to seriously sit down and listen to that. That's some good mental therapy. Good mental therapy. For all you undisciplined whack job traders that piss away your profits. That's a good song for you. Kenny Rogers, the gambler. I don't care what walk of life you come from, you need to listen to it. If you're pissing away your profits, you need to listen to it. Play's over. Party's done for. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. That's what LASC is probably saying right now. Party's over. You can't stay. I mean, realistically, you should have just got your money up in this area right here and just walked the heck away. I mean, unfortunately, we got to keep looking at the daggone thing at the top gainer, but hey. Yeah, we got to look at it at the top gainer, but what the heck? Who cares? Yeah. 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 Yeah, buddy. Now, see, we get these trades every now and then. We get them. I don't know if I had one yesterday. SNG. Here, let me. SNGX. SNGX. Let me look at this real quick. I think that showed up on the gainer as well. SNGX. SNGX. That one. Yeah. So SNGX. Let's take a look at this. SNGX. So this is another one. This wasn't all that good, but it was one that happened yesterday. It wasn't all that good, but it did happen yesterday. It did happen yesterday. So if we take a look at this, and I just want to show you this to show you that, hey, this stuff does happen. So what we have here is we had a rip up here. And how much did we rip up? We had a rip up. It popped up on the scanner. We had a rip from here to here. That 49%, probably a 50% ripper up here. Yeah, it ran up to 56 to the top. So we had a 50% ripper. Now I'm going to write the code to look for these that are moving like, I don't know, 20, 25%. And then look for a 5-minute pullback. You want to look for a 5-minute pullback. And then when you got that 5-minute pullback right there, I mean, the top of it, what, 409 and the close was 403. I mean, you're looking at like, you're looking at a 6-cent stop. Okay. A 6-cent stop. You can go down to the low here to 375 if you want. Or 10, you can do like a 30-cent stop. I mean, whatever you want to do, you do you. But what I'm saying is we have a rip up here. We have a little profit taken up here. Maybe you got a little nutback short job. Little shorties up here. Little nutback shorties up here. Trying to short them rippers. Let's say you get a break of 410. Let's say you get a break of 410. This thing ran up to 428. Right there is 18-cent profit. It closed up here to 434. You got in, let's say 410 to 434. You got yourself like a 24, maybe 20 a quarter move. Let's say a 20-cent move. Let's say you get 20 cents. Because you're not going to get this whole move. You're not going to get the whole move. Let's say you get 10, 15 cents. Who cares? 15 cents, 1,000 shares, 150 bucks. Hey, move on. 5, 10,000 shares. Move on. Do you think you can do that? Absolutely. Because right here, what was the volume? I can't, 272,000. So we had like a pullback here, and we had a pop up, and then we had another pullback here. Once you broke this area right up in here, you could possibly put a starter in here because look at it. The volume on those two red bars, the volume's drying up. So you could possibly try to do a starter here. And then once you broke that, you can add. I mean, you just kind of have to play it by ear. But hey, right there was the break of it. So Maybe try to do a starter there. I mean, if it comes back on you, you want to get out about right here. Do a little starter position. Maybe when it breaks it, you can add to it. Maybe when it breaks the highs, you can add to it. But it didn't rip and run all that much after that break like LASE just did for us this morning. But what I just want to show you, hey, this happens. Now this stock screener, I'm looking at I wanted to see what these blue chips do in the morning. If they move like 3%, like PANW, Intel, I mean, what are they doing? I don't know. Blue chips, yeah. But that's SNGX. SNGX was a nice little run. SNGX. I mean, right after I mean, what the heck? Right after the market opened, SNGX was pretty good for me. It kind of helped out. It kind of helped out. It kind of helped out a little bit. LASC trying to do another move. Trying to do another move. You got the 5-minute kind of holding the EMA on the 5-minute. Be quite honest, ladies and gentlemen, you should have made your money and moved the heck on. Oh, SUUN showed up again, 12%. Let's take a look at this. We got the volume, LASE, biggest volume, AREs, SUNN is trying to creep up here. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. So AREC doing? AREC ain't doing nothing either. It's just sitting there like a bump on the log. Putting in a wedge pattern on the 1-minute. It ain't doing nothing. I don't need to draw no trend lines. I just look at the stinking chart. I don't like drawing a bunch of trend lines and having a bunch of indicators and crap. There's some people, I see their charts. Oh my word. I don't even know where the candle opened and closed. Like, how in the world can you see that crap? LASC, let's go back to you. LASC, yeah, we don't know. I mean, you can put a trend line right here. You can put a trend line down there. You can put a trend line right here. You can put a trend line up in here. You can draw all your little trend lines. You can put a nice little trend line right up in here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we got a little bounce off of that. And then we kind of broke the trend line. But, I mean, I don't need to do all that. Look at the stinking candles. Don't need to do all that. Just look at the candles. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, I could get my kid in here to draw trend lines, connect the dots. 752. Are we going to get any more news? LIDR. Hey, are you? Let's go back to the biggest volume. I'm going to go get me some more coffee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some code for the scanner. That's going to scan for these 5 minutes. It's going to scan for the 5 minutes. I'm going to write the code for that to scan for it. Get over here. Get this centered. I don't think you want to see my old fish tank over there. We got a nice fish tank in the living room. Got a 20-gallon tank. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a blue snail, but kid somehow found out, Dad, I want a blue snail. I'm like, what? A blue snail? So I went on the internet and looked up. There is such a thing called a blue mystery snail. So we went to the pet store and we got ourselves a blue one, an orange one, kind of like a chestnut color, like a dark brown, light brown. We call it chestnut. So we got bluey, goldy, and chestnut. We got 3 snails, 20-gallon tank. I think that's a little much, but who knows? But there is such thing as a blue snail. Found that out. Even from a 4-year-old kid, you can learn things. Ooh, LASE. Oh boy. Oh boy. You people that were shooting for the moon, look at you now. You got that hope going on. You got that hope. Oh man. If it just comes back to my break even, I swear I'll get out. And then comes back to your break even. Then you're like, oh man, maybe I can make me a little bit of money. Then it goes down. Oh man, get me back to the break even. Please get me back to the break even. I swear I won't do this again. And you do it again. Why? Because you're undisciplined. I mean, let's face it. You know, they're all saying, oh, psychology, psychology. Okay. I understand psychology on the on trading. I totally agree with that. But I don't think psychology is the hardest thing in trading. I think the hardest thing is that people just go around, and I did this. I did this when I've been trading for over 10 years. I did this. I look for the Holy Grail. I'm going to find me an indicator. It's going to tell me when to get in and get out. Holy Grail. No, I didn't find it. So you know what I did since I'm a software engineer? You know what I did? I tried to build the Holy Grail. Yep. I tried to build an indicator to tell me exactly when to get in, when to get out. I started doing all these other indicators and stuff, and well, if this has got to be easy. This has got to be easy. It's just, I mean, how hard can it be to build the Holy Grail to tell you when to get in and out? It can only go up or down. I mean, if it goes sideways, then obviously it's going to break eventually. But it can only go up or down. Flip a coin, heads or tails, go up or down. Boom, go up or down. Who cares? No. I didn't find the Holy Grail and I couldn't build it. So what did I do? I just scanned for stocks. I just scanned for stocks. Yep, I just scan them. Yep. Now what do? Well, I'm building a scanner for everybody else. Oh, yeah. Yep. You people that were up in here, you people that were up in here, right up in here, thinking you going to the moon? Nope. Nope. You down here right now. You hoping. So I do believe that discipline has a lot to do with trading, but I think you know what the hardest thing is? The hardest thing I honestly believe is stop looking for the Holy Grail and just start watching the charts and get a plan and stick with it. That I think is the hardest thing to do is to find a trading plan that works for you and stick with it. Because my trading plan is not going to work for everybody. I've got a different psychology that I have to deal with. And I know I have to deal with that. So I had to find a trading plan that worked around my psychology of trading and how I act and respond. I can't take someone else's trading plan and trade it. They might have a totally different psychology that I have. Oh, 8 o'clock, the little nutbag algo's kicking in. Little nutbag job institutions, whatever you guys do in there. Oh, 8 o'clock nuttiness. So 8 o'clock nuttiness. Oh well. Yeah, I think psychology has a lot to do with the trading, but I mean, let's be honest. Don't need to worry about your psychology of trading if you ain't got a plan. I mean, what are you going to control? You got to have a trading plan that works. You got to have an edge in the market. Now, I can try to give you that edge, but it's your responsibility to try and use it to your advantage. LASC. Let's go. We got LASC that's 91.8%. This guy's giving a little bit back. We got AREC. That's not doing very much. We got RVol movers. Yeah, the RVol movers kicked in. Yeah, and that's just because it's 8 o'clock. We got a little nuttiness going on. So all this stuff is going to really kick in because you got people moving stuff around. It always happens. It always happens. Here, let me check on the server and make sure everything's good to go. Yep. Server's running. Everything's good to go. The Rust code is cranking. The Rust code is cranking. Yeah, so AREC, the R ball 239. Yeah, so it had a lot of volume coming in. We've got some now where I get this volume from, it's from me. Um where I get my information from is this volume. Now the level 2 and stuff like that doesn't come from KYIV. Let's take a look at that. Sometimes you can get yourself some runners KYIV. I get my data LIDR looking like it. Let's take a look. We don't need to look at your KYIV. For one, I don't see a CAD list, so that's a no-go. LIDR does not have a CAD list, but it's trying. It's giving it the old college try. Um, LIDR got some footing, but I just don't like it because there's no CAD list. We have AREC, and if we look at AREC, AREC is trying to give it the old college try as well. ARC has a CAD list. I don't think it's all that great. We have Re-Element Technologies and Vulcan Elements finalized long-term supply agreement for rare earth oxidized to enable domestic magnet production. Okay. Uh, what I am going to do for people in this scanner, I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to let me sort by volume just so we make sure we're not missing anything. LIDR is 84,000 volume. We got old wall that's not doing anything. Old wall, you ain't doing nothing. Yep, you're a turd. LIDR. LIDR is trying to come out of the turdness. What I'm going to do for scanning this top press releases, when you see news like this, GXAI has news. GXAI has news. GXAI, and it is cranking up to 15%. So GXAI has news. We are looking at GXAI. What you want to do is you want to sit on your hands and you need to wait until a play comes about. Be quite honest. You need to sit and wait for something to come to you. But where I get my data from, I get it from if we pull back more than 50% on this 5 minute, that's a no-go. Where I get my information from is I get the SIP, which is Securities Information Processor. It just gets all the information from all the exchanges and everything. Uh, and it does get some dark pool volume and stuff. Now, it doesn't get like level 2 dark pool. You ain't gonna get that. Um, but yeah. Securities Information Processor, where I get my data from. GXAI is doing good. GXAI, you got to watch the stream to catch this. GXAI has got some big volume. Look at that volume coming in. Look at the volume coming in. We got some nice volume. We got about 275,000 on 1 minute. That's looking good. We got a 5 minute forming. The 5 minutes forming a little spinning top. We got a little battle going on. You got a battle with the bulls and bears going on. You don't step into the battle. You wait till the battle's over. Then you ride the coattail. You ride the coattail. $5 minute will be over in about 2 minutes. About 1.5 minutes, to be honest. I want to ride the coattails. Yeah. A green candle. 5 minute. LIDR is above the EMA. LIDR of AREC. AREC, we got to keep an eye out on that. The one thing I don't like is the volume on these 1 minute red candles. It's just not that good. I just don't like that. Got 122 to 130. It's got about 10-cent stop probably. But yeah, the only thing is, I mean, if you look at this, you got we had news. It showed up on the RVOL. We had news. It showed up. It kind of popped. It kind of popped, and which was nice. We had nice big volume. This red candle right here, this little micro pullback right here, but it had with big volume, and we kind of broke it. Then we have this right here, even larger volume. That I don't like. So what we are going to do is you need to sit and wait. That is what you need to do. You need to sit and wait. That's 132. You have 132, but then you have 130. Now, sometimes it doesn't always pop up above this, but sometimes it does. We're going to get 1.5. And always telling I'm in a trade because I shut my mouth. You can always tell when I'm in a trade because I shut my stinking mouth. I'm like, what we going to get? I always hate drinking coffee when I'm in a trade because if it dumps, I got one finger that bad boy. I got to one finger it. I got the one finger that bad boy. You can also tell when I'm in a trade and I made a little bit of money and I'm still holding a little bit because I run my mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GXAI Airlines. As we go on sky high. Okay. Let me say this again. Let me just say this again. I don't know how many times I got to say it, but look at 5 minute. Yes, we had some big volume, but we had news. We had a catalyst on GXAI. We had a catalyst on GXAI. And what did we do on the 5 minute? Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this. We had a little doji. We had a break of that doji at 132. You could add it at 136, or you could have waited for the break of 136, and you want to add at the 140. Boom! You add at the 140. Now you're at 155. You hit 160. You got yourself 10, 15 cents. What more do you want from me? I don't know. What more do you want? How much more do you want? It's going to GXAI. Welcome to GXAI Airlines, ladies and gentlemen. Because we going sky high. I don't know what GXAI is. Let's read the news. Guess what? I traded this stinking mofo and I didn't even know what the news was. Dexos Labs launches Art Gen, an AI image and video creation platform targeting multi-billion-dollar market. Okay. I run with you. I will run with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I will run with you. How much more do you want from me? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You know, I really wish you could put stops in. I wish you really could put stops on pre-market. Like when I trade market hours, I get a little bit of profit. I take some, like right up here in the pop. I sold half, and then on market hours I'll sell half and move to break even. Shift B, break even. I kind of wish they would allow that in pre-market. I mean, why not? Come on. I don't know who is it. Is it the market makers that do this? I have no idea. Somebody's got to change. Actually, the SEC is going to change the PDT rule. PDT rule's changing, people. It's changing. We got another banger. We got another banger. We got another banger. Okay. Let me throw this out on old Twitter or X. Throw this out on, let's tweet it out on X. Let's tweet it. All right, let's see what we got here. We got 2025. It was 08-19-GXAI. GXAI. We got ourselves another banger, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a banger. Another banger. Banger, banger, banger. You know, I'm trying to get some people to listen to the live stream, and if I act like a nut job, people will be like, hey, man, you got to go listen to this nut job. He trades and he makes money, and I don't know what he does. Dude must be on drugs or something. No, I'm on coffee in the morning. I'm on coffee. We got a little micro pullback right there. You got to look at the volume, people. Look at the volume. Volume tells you everything. The volume will tell you anything. You want the Holy Grail? It's staring you right in the stinking face. It's the candlesticks in the volume. You want your Holy Grail? There it is. Staring you right in your face. Banger! Ooh! We break it. We break it. Banger, banger. Come on, baby. Go to $2. Go to $2. Bam. Go to $2. We smoked it up to $1.50. Oh, that was a cheap stock, too. That was a cheap stock. That was a cheap stock. Okay. Go ahead and get this out here. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. TGL hit the R vol. No catalyst though. No catalyst. All right, let's take a look. I mean, we got GXAI. That is looking good, ladies and gentlemen. That is looking good. That is looking good. I mean, we had a little doji right here. It was kind of hard to get in on 132 and have your stop at 130. I mean, that's a 2 cent stop. Jeez, come on. I mean, let's say, I mean, when you have a situation like this and you got something running up like this, I think it was running. I don't know. I mean, right now we're at 55%. So I'm gonna have to look at the. I gotta put this in my notes. I gotta put this in my notes, people. We had crap. Which ones did we trade? LIDR? No, LASE. LASE. GXAI. So GXAI, we ran up. We ran up. GXAI, we ran up. That's a banger right there, boys. That's like a 50-cent move. Holy crap. That's just crazy. That GXAI just kind of ran up. I mean, that was really good. TL. Take a look at old TGL. Probably nothing. It's a turd. Stay away from it. GXAI. GXAI. We are, ladies and gentlemen, are we putting in a 5-minute topping tail? We have no idea, but you have got to get yourself under control. If you ain't got no discipline, get yourself under control, because if you don't, you got to read the volume right here. The volume, boom, we had this right here. It didn't really kick in. I mean, that doji we set in has some pretty decent selling volume in there. And then we kind of broke that right there. At 136 we broke, and then you can add to the 140. Then you got up here to 160. I mean, you got yourself you easily got yourself 20 cents out of this banger. I mean, easily got yourself 20 cents out of that. 1,000 shares, that's, I mean, 1,000 shares, that's like $200. Come on. What else do you want? I mean, 5,000 shares, you banged yourself out $1,000 for the day. You could be good for the day. Go fishing, go do something you want to do. Yeah, I mean, and also this is what you got to look for. You really got to look for this. Really got to look for this, people. Okay, let me focus here. So we had this right here. We had it's like an inside little inside doji right here. We had a break of 136 and a break of 140. So you do a starter at 136. You can add to the position at 140. Your probably cost average would be 138. Uh, I mean 138, and we ran up to 162. We ran all the way up to 168, so that was like 30 cents. You easily got yourself a quarter right there. So you can get yourself a quarter right there. If not, you made it up on this one right here. And what you want to do is you can actually even put a starter right here on the break of this, or the break of that, break of this, break of that, break of this, that. So you got to do what you want to do. Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at a 5 minute for confirmation. And that is, I'm not, my entries are not the 5 minutes. My entries are the 1 minutes. Because what I'm doing is I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so we get a break of 136 at 8:05. So 136 is the break of this right here. Now, once we broke that, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this right here. You got a bullish engulfing candle that engulfs these three right here. Those two red candles, it engulfs that right there. So I'm looking at the price action right here. I'm looking at the volume of that right there. The volume of that right there. Look at that volume. It's higher than all the other ones. That's telling me there are people pushing this. They are pushing it. So if you get a break of 136 and you see that volume kicking in right there, you can go ahead and get in. Or you can go ahead and wait for this candle, because you don't know. This candle could slam down and stop you out. You have no idea. So you could wait for this one and then get on at 138. And then once you get the break of 140, that's good. That's good. You can hold it. And then you run up here. And then you have a micro pullback. When you have a micro pullback here and you get a break of 164, then you can add to the position. Let's say you put in 1,000 here, then you can put in another 1,000 up here. So your cost average is probably down in here, about 145, just roughly. I mean, that's an estimate. Don't hit me in the comments. Well, actually, it's 1.38 point half. But all right. So, your cost average is here. I mean, the thing is, if you get in 1,000 here, you don't be putting in like two to 3,000 up here, because then, your cost average is going to be here. So you put in the same amount of shares, you get your cost average down about half. And then what did you get? You got a little move up here. You got a little pull back here. You can add to that as well. And then you came up here. So you want to add to your winners. This is the key, and you have to understand when to add to your winners. Right now, it's trading below the non-EMA. It could be closing below the non-EMA here pretty soon. We got about 10 seconds. We're going to be closing below non-EMA. So if you're actually in this, you need to be rethinking your situation, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be an idiot and let a winner turn into a loser. This is why the reason 90% of traders fail is because, one, they don't have a trading plan. They don't have an edge. They don't know what the hell they're trading. And another thing is they ain't got no stinking discipline. You want to add to your winners. So if you added here 1,000 shares, it ran up here, you could take half. Once it starts getting down to here and it breaks that low, you can sell half if you want. I mean, that's what I did. You can sell half if you want. And then once it breaks this, you can get in another 1,000 shares if you want. Of course, your cost average is going to be a little bit higher, but where are you stopping out? You're stopping out right here. And the thing is, even if you did get stopped out, let's say at a very small loss or even a break even, you still made money, because you always want to sell them to the pops. Sell a quarter, sell half. I mean, that's what I did. I sold half. That's what you want to do. You want to get in here. No, I mean, I'm done with this thing. I mean, when this thing ran up, I'm done with this thing. I'm done. I made my money. You see, I don't care about these things running, trying to get like 1,000% move and go buy me a Lamborghini and all that. Nah, I don't give a crap about that. What I do give a crap about is riding the coattails of the big whales that are pushing these pump and dump pieces of crap. That's all I care about. All I care about is just riding the coattails of the big whales pushing these crap companies. GXAI, I have no idea. All I knew about GXAI is that it took off. It was a it took off. It was a low floater. So a low floater took off under $2. I'm like, wow, I don't know if I want to trade under $2, but I did. I normally like trading. I normally like trading above $2, between $2 to $20. $2 to $20 is my sweet spot, and under 20 million float. That's what my sweet spot is. I mean, last week I traded this $50 stock and I made a little bit of money, but hey, it is what it is. But my sweet spot is where I'm at. $2 to $20, under 20 million float. That's what I like. With a catalyst. Now here's the thing. LASE didn't have a catalyst and we still traded that. That's not a problem. It doesn't need to have a catalyst. You just need to be aware of, why is this thing moving? Do people know something I don't? Well, I mean, LASE, we traded. It didn't have a catalyst, but it was moving. That's why I jumped in. Am I going to jump in all crazy and go all full out on like 5,000-10,000 shares? No. Do I do starters? Yes. Now, GXAE popped up on the RVOLs and it popped up on the pre-market movers. We got 8:30. News should be coming out. News comes out at like around 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. That's when these little pump and dumps like doing their press releases every half hour. So GXAE popped up on the RVOLs with a catalyst, with news. I didn't have time to read the stinking news. I didn't even read the headline. All I knew is that it had news, it has a catalyst, something, and it's pushing. So as it was pushing up, we're not going to be trading it up in here. I'm not going to try and jump in and trade up in here. I want to sit on my hands and wait for the 5-minute to form like we did here. Once we broke that 136, then you do a starter. Then it broke the 140. I'm like, okay, we got confirmation. Then once it broke, I was like, okay, I'm green. Once we popped up in here, up in this area, I sell into the pops. I don't try to buy the tops. I mean, buy the tops. I don't try to sell the tops. I mean, to be quite honest, you're not going to buy 130 and sell at 180. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, would you be happy with half the move? I know I would. Depends on how many shares you want to do. So once we got that pop and we got this micro pullback right here, and the volume is a little bit lower than this right here. This pop right here, that volume on that 1 minute, that gave me confirmation that we could have ourselves a winner. We were making higher highs, higher lows. Once we got up into this area, sell half. Once we got that micro pullback, because we don't know if we're going to dump right down here. So I'm selling half. If it dumps down, gets close to my break even, I'm dumping it. And if I'm holding a lot of shares, I'm dumping it on the way down. I'm not going to wait for it to get down to my break even, because who knows? The market makers, I mean, who knows? You might not be able to get filled. Who wants to buy a piece of crap that's dumping and you're trying to sell it? I don't know. You can add to your position here. Your cost average will be down in here, probably down in here. If you got in 1,000, you sold 500 up here, we got a micro pullback, we got a break of it. You could do 1,000 shares, cost average down here. Get yourself another little pop, sell a quarter, sell half. We got another micro pullback. You can get in. If you get a pop, you can close it out right here at the 9 EMA. Once it starts trading well below the 9 EMA like this with volume, you really need to start rethinking your situation if you're in the trade. You really need to start rethinking it. But we got ourselves some 2 bangers. We got ourselves 2 bangers. So that was pretty decent. I mean, it seems like the market's slowly coming back. For the past weeks, it has been stale. Past weeks, it has been stale. So, yeah. All right, 8:35. What do we got? We got 8:19 news. We got some news up here, LA. I see. We got some stuff up in here. I mean, GXAI. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed the ride. It was enjoyable. Don't be those traders that hit that turbulence and get all shaken out and be like all dizzy and everything. No. Come trade with us. All right. I think I'm going to go. I don't think we have anything else here. I mean, I just want to say if you're in right up in here, should have sold some up in here. I mean, you can get a bounce off the 9 EMA. The volume on the 5 minutes drying up. But if it starts getting below, hey, you do you. Alrighty. Let's see. What we got here? We got GXAI bouncing off the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. That's looking good. That's looking good. Looking good. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking decent. Yeah. There's another thing I wanted to take a look at and show you is you can. I don't like buying the highs of stuff, to be quite honest. But when you're looking 5 minute is giving you the confirmation of the launch, is giving you the launch confirmation. Like right up in here, it was around 811, so 810, which was right here. This was the launch candle. We were right up in here, and what we were trading at, it was around 140. So around 140, right up in here on the break of this right here, to be quite honest. Yeah, it was 140. What I like to look for is, let me zoom in here. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. What I like to do is we get this right here. We got a little pullback here. We had a bullish engulfing candle that engulfed these two red candles, and the volume right there engulfed the volume of that red can, those two red candles. What I'm looking for, we made a higher high. Now 6 to 126. So it was about. What I look for is higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs. Okay, so it's making that. This right here, this candle here is making higher highs, higher lows from this candle. And this candle has higher volume than this. So what you can do is you can get in on the break of this right here at 143, scalp you some right up here to 153, get yourself 10 cents. And then you can keep holding. Get micro pullback, higher high, higher low right here. Higher low, higher high. You know, that's what I'm looking for on the 1 minute, But I'm looking down at the bottom at the 5 minute for confirmation. Now, on this candle here at 8:30, am I looking for higher highs, higher lows on that candle? No. Am I looking for it on this candle here that's retracing back about half of this candle? Not really. I'm looking for momentum upwards. So a break of this. That's what I'm looking for. This candle at 8:30, am I looking for higher highs, higher lows on a 1 minute to jump into? No. To be quite honest, we're below the 9 EMA, to be real honest. And then when you're looking for this, you're looking at the 9 EMA, you're looking at the slope of the 9 EMA. We have INN that hit the R-vol. We got an R-vol of 6X, but probably nothing there. There's no catalyst. I ain't going to trade it. I'm very picky. Yeah, GXAI. Stay away from that crap. This is what I like to look for, is a slope up to the EMA. I'm not trying to buy this up here and then sell up here. Buy the low, sell the high. You know, I'm not looking for this whole huge move. Would I be happy for of like 140 to 160? Absolutely. I don't even care if this thing makes yourself 20 cents. Absolutely. I don't care if this thing rips up and you can make 50 cents or $1. Just be happy with what you get. Do not get into the habit of, oh, I wish I would have held, because when you do, you're going to lose. Take your money, get your base hits. This is all about base hits. And that's why you want to sell half and move and pre-market. You got to move to a mental stop. You really have to move to a mental stop. And also, if you're trading large shares, you really have to be cognizant of the volume that's coming in and the amount of shares that you're holding. Because if this thing starts dumping, how are you going to dump maybe 20,000 shares? Nobody wants to buy that piece of crap when it's dumping. That's why you want to be selling into these pops and maybe holding 25, 50% of it, maybe 25% of it. Try to get yourself a runner. I mean, that's how the money is made. That's how the game is played, to be quite honest. And that's not. Yeah, GXAI is looking decent. GXAI is looking decent. ERFX. What the heck? I just showed up. ERFX with a catalyst. Okay, so we. RFX. Okay. Putting in a 5-minute bull flag, but the volume's kind of drying up. We have a catalyst on PRFX. Pain reform, deep solar accepted into NVIDIA Connect program. Okay. I don't think that's all that breaking, but it is what it is. When change percent of 89%, so it's significant. It's significant. Let's look at the volume. Volume up here. Is BXAI, we can get rid of that. The scanner will be running again, so PRFX will pop up again. I need to fix that, to be quite honest. I need to fix the code of that. I need to find out what the problem is before I can fix it, to be quite honest. Okay. The PRFX. See, here's the thing on this. We had this here. So, so we had a spike up. I don't know when it showed up, to be quite honest. And we had a spike up. We had a pullback here. The volume was lower, which is nice. That's what I like to see. We had this candle here, which was the volume was kind of even. So possibly we had 291, so a break of 293. Probably what you want to look for is a 2-bar break of 293, and we got up to $3. Now, $3 is a significant level because it's a whole dollar mark. When we did not hold that, you have to look at the level 2. If we're not popping, you have to look at the level 2 in the tape. I know you don't see that on the screen because it's on my main screen, but you got to look at the level 2 in the tape. And if we have volume coming in here, which we did, but as soon as we didn't break the 305 mark on this candle, we didn't break that. To be quite honest, I'd probably be selling half. I want to protect my profits because you don't want to be in this situation here. If you do not need to take a full stop out, why would you do that? Your full stop out is probably down here at 271, and you got in at 293, 271, and indecision couldn't even break 301, 303. It broke a little bit, but then it came back down. If it breaks 287, my honest opinion, just go ahead and get out. You can always get back in. You can always get back in. If it starts rip and running, you can always get back in at 305. Commissions are cheap. Get back in. I do it. But why take a full stop out if you don't need to? And if you've already made money, then why take a full stop out and give some of that profit back? You don't want to do that. That's just the way it is. This candle, I want stuff to rip and run, rip and run. That's what I want. GXAI, that rip and ran. That's what I'm looking for. If that thing doesn't start moving, I'm dumping it. My whole time is usually about a few minutes, and I will cut my losses less than 1 minute. That's what my stats tell me. That's what my stats tell me. And I'm at a 70, well, right now I'm at a 73% accuracy. So my winners and losers are pretty accurate. I'm at 73%. So, you know, I have no problems cutting my losses. I have no problems cutting my losses. PRFX showed back up. PRFX showed back up. That was news at 8:30s. So yeah, 8:30 news came up. PRFX didn't show up here though. On 8:30, did it? No. No, it didn't. So what I'm going to be doing for the scanner is I'm going to give people an option. I'm going to code this pretty soon. I'm going to give people an option to search for the keywords that they want for top press releases. Right now, it's hard coded into the Rust code of what I'm searching for in the title. It's hard coded in there for right now because I just want a minimal viable product for people to use. Then I'm going to be adding the option for you to go into a settings right here. This window right here, you'll be able to go into a settings and be able to choose what keywords that you're searching for, or you can just click default, just default to what I'm looking for. So, yeah. Trying to get back. I'm pretty much done. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm pretty much done for the day, to be quite honest. I'm going to be streaming until 11. Got check the stream, make sure it's looking good. Analytics, yeah, it's looking good. Okay. I don't think PRFX is going to do very much. Could prove me wrong. Putting in that bull flag. Volume's not kicking in on the 5 minutes, so it could be fizzled out. It could have fizzled out. Yeah, it could have fizzled out. Here, let me see what old up to. GXAI kind of bounced again. Look at that. If you were looking at that, we were trying to look for PRFX, but GXAI kind of bounced again. That's looking good. Good, I like that. Got yourself a little bounce. A little bounce off the 5 minute there, a little GXAI. So we kind of ran down right here. I mean, we made our profits up in here, but we kind of pulled back right here. Kind of held the non-EMA, and then once we got up here at like 840, might have been able to take some trades around 840. right up in here, but we had a run, but we closed below that. This is not all that good. What you really want to look for, like I said, up here, what you're looking for is a higher high, higher low, higher highs, higher low with volume. And that's what this candle gave us right. That candle made it. That candle gave it to us with volume that came in, higher highs, higher lows. What you can do is get in on the break of that right there. So we kind of opened, started right there. And once we break it, you can add to it and then got yourself a little pop. That's how you can really do the hyper scalping like that. You can hyper scalp like that pretty good. Easily get 5-10 cents out of that one. That one's a pretty. I know people are thinking, 5-10 cents ain't very much. Well, trading 5,000 shares, 10 cents adds up quite a bit. Quite a bit. It will add up quite a bit. It adds up quite a bit, people. Um, Alrighty. I am using the XAIs. Breaking that as well. We just looked at that. LIDR. Let's look at LASE. What's the old Q's doing? Much. INN. That's not doing anything. LEC. It's got no volume. I got LASE. Somewhat. So AREC. AREC really didn't. I don't know. What I would be doing, GXAI, when the market opens, you could possibly get a trade off of that, but you need to wait. Sit on your hands the first 5 minutes. Just sit on your hands. Let the market calm down. And then you can do your plays. But just need to be careful the first 5 minutes, to be quite honest. Just let the market settle down. Let the big boys push it around and tell you what direction it might be going. Don't try to run with the big dogs or the idiots that are doing that. I call them idiots. I don't have a trading plan for it right at the open at 9:30, which I really don't want to. PRFX. PRFX has showed up. It's 92%. So PRFX, if you were looking at that, there you go. If you were looking at it, you had a micro pullback with a break of that. That was pretty good. We had a break of 48. But we can, with volume, it's coming in with volume, so that's pretty nice. Coming in with volume. PRFX. Five minutes making higher highs, higher lows. Thinking if it breaks 262, we could possibly run up. I'm not sure, but we got volume coming in there. 5 minute PRFX. PRFX. Problem with that is got a 3-bar pullback. Two, 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 two. So 48, 56. So definitely don't winner. Break even is. I mean, I'm not in this. Quite honest, I'm not in this. Play was already made. My plays were already made on GXAI, AREC. So it's just grinding. I don't quite like that. I didn't quite like that, to be quite honest. Wasn't We didn't really break that 1 minute. We had a higher high right here. We had a higher high, higher low at 260. So it didn't break that. Break it. Break two. Go 260. I'm going to look at the tape. At 268. 262, you want 272, 272. You got 10 cents right there. 273. Got some selling, a little bit of selling. You're looking for large orders on the bid to hold support. In my opinion, if you got 72 and you got 274, get 275. Can we get 275? Got in. Let's say you got in at 265 and you hit 272. I mean, you're in a winner. You don't want it to turn into a loser. And having hope is not going to help. Having hope does not. Right now, if we're breaking 275, there we go. That's what you'll want. What you'll want. I don't know how much more you want, but that's what you want. That's what you got. 262 or break a 262. And right now, you had a run up to 282. So you got yourself about 20 cents on that run. Your FX 102%. 102%. That's pretty good. 102%. That's really good. Your FX. Yep, that's what you want. Oh, yeah. Got a topping tail in a 1 minute. We've extended away from the non-EMA, so more than likely you'll have a little profit taking up at a time. Kind of come back down to the EMA at 274. I mean, it's to be expected. You get a topping tail. I mean, you get a run like that, people are gonna be taking their profits because look at that. You had a run up there. You had this right here. You had a break at it that we were looking at. Had a run up here to like $3. I mean, looking at a $3 hold mark, and look what we did at the $3. Boom, we came back down. So you hit a $3 mark. I mean, you hit $3. You read the tape. You got a topping tail. You can dump some right up in here, and then hope that you and then hold some, sell half and hold half, and see if you get a break of that three. That would be fine, and you getting that break, you're making a higher high from that candle right there at 304. You made at 306. I don't know, 308. But you got to hold the $3 mark. That's a significant level. It's a whole dollar significant level, so you got to hold that. Hmm. You got to hold it. Hold it, baby. Hold it. This morning has been the best morning so far for weeks. I think we're coming around. We're coming out of the cold snap. We're coming out of the cold snap. Our FX. Yes, he had a kiss of the EMA on the 1 minute. Extended. It's trying to hold that $3. Could we get a run back up to 3.25? We have no idea. What I do know is if you're in profits, you definitely don't give it back. Got yourself a little pop on that on PRFX. Like I always say, don't let a winner turn into a loser. Be disciplined. So if you look at the 5 minute, we had a nice little run on the 5 minute. Had a nice little run. We're making higher highs, higher lows right there. So we had 282. What's the low of that? 284. So we're still looking good. If we can break that 312, then we could get three and a quarter. That would be the next result, 3 and a quarter. So really need to see is you need to see it overtake this right here. You needed to see it overtake 312 to 3/4 to get to 3/4. You got to look at the volume on this pullback. That's a 4-bar pullback with a close below the 9 EMA. That's a little concerning. Volume was drying up. That's to be expected coming into 9 EMA. Now, if the volume increasing headed to the 9 EMA and the volume's ramping up, that's a little scary. Something you don't want to see when you're holding something. Now we had a bullish engulfing right here and did close. We had a low of 284 and a low of 284. We have a high of 97, 98. So yeah, we really need to be pushing this. My honest opinion. There we go. There we go. We got 3 and a quarter. You got 3 and a quarter. You definitely want to be like I always say, selling to the pops, selling to the poppers. Sell a quarter here, sell a 1/4% there, sell a 1/4% here. What you got to do is how the game is played, especially with these pumping down here. These are companies you don't invest in. You do not want to be a bag holder in crap companies. Most of them probably be bankrupt in a few years, to be quite honest. Be bag holding these pieces of junk. You got to take your money and run. Don't be a bag holder. Take your money and run. $9.14, $9.15. Nothing really came out. So really, we only had a few decent trades this morning, better than what we have had in weeks. This day has been better than what we've had in weeks. I like that. A lot better than what we've had in weeks. Down 15. Usually sit on my hands. You made your money. If you make your money between 7 and 9, just stop. Just stop. No need to give it back. Just stop. There's no need to give it back. This is what you like to see. You like to see a pop. You like to see a micro pullback and a break of 318. Now, if you're down here at 262, and you ran up here, you want to take some profits right up in here. Okay, that's what you need to do. 1/4%, 1/2%. We had a pullback. Then we had a bullish engulfing with volume on this one. Okay, higher highs, higher lows, and then you had a break of the $3 mark. You could add to the $3 mark. So if you're holding down here and you took some profits up here and you're breaking this and you pulled back, you can add to this, sell into the pop, pull back, add to that, sell into the pop. That's how the game is played. You need to cut your losers. If this thing came up here and then all of a sudden it came back down, just cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it. You need to cut it. Don't let it get out of control, people. Once it gets out of control, so does your emotions. You need to control your emotions. Now, here's the thing that I like to, we have an extension off the non-EMA, and we broke 3.25. So if you added it here, selling to the pop, quarter, half, micro pullback, break of that, pop, sell quarter, half. You know, always know where your cost basis is, because you need to be looking at the level 2. And if you don't trade off level 2, look at the chart. Always know when you're adding to your winners, check where your cost basis is, because if it comes down to there, you cut the crap. That's just all. That's just all there is to it. Always know what your cost basis is. When you're adding to your winners, you better know what your cost basis is. So we're heading into, we got PRFX that is looking good. You might want to take a look at that. Keep that on your, the market opens, keep that on your list. GXAI. Let's take a look at GXA. GXAI, that's okay. That's kind of holding up a little bit. We got AREC that's just kind of grinding sideways. I'd probably, my two toppers would be PRFX, and GXAI would be my two toppers. So XAI, GXAI. I'm going to look at the Qs on my other chart. I always take a look at the Qs. I just like to, or the SPY. Look at the SPY. Let's look at the SPY. I always keep that up. I like to know what it's doing. I like to know what it's doing. I got 10 minutes to the open. No news really hit the press release. LASE, top gainer 88%, DXAI with Catalyst at 45% LIDR Catalyst. It's only at 15% problem. Got PRFX. Of course, that dropped off the list. I need to find out why the code is doing. Right now, we're able to crank out some money on this, so that's good. DXAI has a catalyst. PRFX has a catalyst. Why did I? GXAI's 8 minutes to be open, roughly 7 minutes right now. GXAI's moved. Making higher highs, higher lows on a 1 minute. And then, yeah, so we had a pullback, dried up on the volume, and then broke 160 higher. That's kind of hard to play. I mean, to play this, I wouldn't play just because the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes just flatline. See the arc right here. You see how that is arcing up. But when you get in on the break of that on here, it's arcing up. That's what I want to see, and that on the do the same thing on the 1 minute. Kind of be in the right direction of the trade. You're not going to get the bottom or the top. You're not going to buy the bottom. You're not going to sell the top, but you're trying to get in between. What's in between will definitely feed you. It will definitely feed you. That's what you want. You want that. That's what I really need to write the code for that higher high, higher low. I got most of that logic written. I just need to piece it together. Most of the logic written. I just need to piece it together. Yeah, GXAU RFX is definitely list. After the market opens, that's what you look out for, and see if you can get yourself a decent trade off of that. Got catalysts. So sort here by volume. GXAE. Wow, that's pretty nice. LASC. GXAE. Probably GXAE is probably the best one. You don't want to run yourself ragged trying to follow 810. Just like 2 to 4 is good. Just sit on your hands, be patient, wait for this proper setups. 2 minutes open. Got 1 minute. 1 minute to open. I like to sit on my hands and wait for the dust to settle. Okay, we got a ding ding. GXAE. Ooh, wow. Look at you. Look at you. RFX. FX. PRFX. PRFX has a catalyst and it's 126%. That is definitely going to be on people's radars. It's definitely going to be on people's radars, but you sit on your hands and wait for a setup. 9:30, you want to sit on your hands. You need to wait. And look at that. You need to wait. You're not waiting. What to tell you. But let the dust settle. Let these big boys push this around and let them tell you where they want to do with it. When they tell you what they want to do with it, then you go ahead and get in. You're trying to ride the coattails of the big dogs. You don't try and act like a big dog. You just want to ride the coattails of them. See where the majority of the population is going to run it. PRFX, that was a pretty decent one. Yeah, Arval movers, that's definitely going to kick off. I got 101. There's no catalyst. SUUN has a catalyst, though. SUUN has a catalyst. LiDAR has a catalyst. LiDAR is, it's trying to dig itself a grave, is what it's trying to do. KULR, KULR. I don't like that too much. SUNN, SUUN. I really don't like that, to be quite honest. I mean, I kind of want to stick with what PRFX, PRFX looks like it's trying to give back some of the gains. You got to look at the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. 5 minute. What's it telling you? It's telling you it's got a crap ton of volume because it's the first 5 minutes of the trading. It's got a lot of volume and it's not looking good. Got a lot of volume to the downside. Look at the 5 minute. That's, you don't want to be trying to go long there. I mean, because the 5 minutes not setting up. Is the 1 minute? No, it's trading below the 90 MA. Look at the 90 MA from like 920 and look at it now. It's sloping downwards. Not what you want. Sloping downwards. That's not what you want. EMA is sloping downwards. Not what you want. A lot of day traders and scalpers use the DXAI. Look at that one. Still, I mean, you got a couple minutes. Just sit on your hands, wait. I mean, if you have to sit and wait for an hour, that's perfectly fine. Who cares? Just sit and wait. What's the SPY doing? SPY's kind of selling off. Qs is probably selling off as well. Yes, sir. The Qs is selling off. We got PRFX. PRFX just kind of broke it. PRFX kind of broke the 5 minute. Kind of broke the 5 minute. Look at that. Boom. Kind of broke the 5 minute. Are we going to get a little pullback and a little run back up? We have no idea, but look at that massive volume to the downside. That's not looking too good. GXAI, GXAI, GXAI. That's it could be a good one later in the day. We have no idea. But if you're looking to trade something with momentum, GXAI was on our list. We had GXAI and PRFX. See, it's really hard to trade these because it just whips. What you want to do is just sit on your hands and just wait. Just wait. You don't need to be trading all the time. Just sit on your hands and wait. We got PRFX that's trying to hold the 5 minute. PRFX is trying to hold 5 minutes. Trying to hold the 5 minute EMA. We can get above it, that'll be looking good. But you got to look at the 1 minute. 1 minute is just kind of sloping downwards with volume. Lower highs, lower lows. I mean, this is not looking good for PRFX. Now, GXAI is looking halfway decent. XAI is looking halfway decent. Again, you got to wait for a pop and a micro pullback. That's what you're really looking for. We got LIDR popped up on R ball. That's to the downside. You got ALT with the catalyst. That is that's consolidating. You get a break of this consolidation of around 380 with volume coming in. That might be a pretty decent one, or you can just wait for the break and then just trade the pullbacks. Got LASE. LASE was a nice one. As you can see, it kind of ran up and then kind of ran up, made higher highs, higher lows. We got the 4-5. Yeah, that was looking pretty decent. Meaning it had a little micro pullback. The EMA was sloping upward, but you really want to sit on your hands for first 5 minutes. If you don't want to, then this is what you want to really see. Then you want to see a break of the 493. You can add to 495. You can get yourself it's about 10-15 cents out of that. That's pretty good, but you got to be quick because look at that, it's dumping. It's dumping now, but we got volume. We got 2 million volume. I mean, you can definitely get in and out of that bad boy pretty quickly. What you want to see? That was LASC was on the pre-market movers. Okay, so we got pre-market movers. Let's get rid of pre-market movers. Let's go. We got some low floaters up here. Go to the low floaters. We want to drag up the low floaters. The RVOLs. I want to try and get rid of RVOLs. I want to do top traded biggest gainers. Let's look at biggest gainer. Biggest gainers go up. There we go. Biggest gainers. Problem with biggest gainers is 38 million float. 38 million float. We got FLXS with the catalyst. We got 3.5 million float. We've got Flex Steel Q4 impressive earnings. We got an earnings play on FLXS. Who knows? Could be a play, might not. Who really knows? Okay, that's a turd. PLYM, turd. WTF, turd. What that stands for? Turd. INSG. INSG, the chart looks good, but the volume does not look good. That's the problem. The volume does not look good. If you were looking at PRFX, you were looking at a bounce on the EMA, and the EMA is now sloping upwards. So now you can look for your pullbacks. You're a little extended on the 1 minute, but you want to look for a pullback on a micro pullback on a 1 minute. Then try to ride that bad boy. We got GXAI. GXAI is no, PRFX is looking better. Or not. Or not. That's a bearish engulfing candle with volume. That's a little concerning. That previous 5 minute, you had a topping tail on that. That was a telling tail on that. We had a topping tail on that. It gave up about half of its move. We had a higher high, higher low right here. It kind of ramped up with volume. There's another thing that I'm looking to code into the algorithm. What I'm looking to code into the algorithm is this right here. We have a higher high, higher low right there, but this candle right here, higher high, higher low with volume, with significant volume. Okay, and you want to stay away from that. FLXS, that has a catalyst, but that's just earnings play, and I think we already looked at it, and it's a turd. Have significant volume here, and you can get a break on that 320. You can try to get yourself 20 cents real quick, a real quick pop on that. And that's the thing, you got to be quick with this. And another thing, since this is market hours, what you do is when you get a break of that 324, get up here to 340 real quick, and you get that quick pop, you can actually just do a shift B and move to a break even. So if it comes back on you, you're not holding the bag like some of these idiots are right here. I bet you there's some people right here are thinking, please come back to my break even. I promise I won't do this again. And tomorrow they do the same darn thing. They just don't learn. Don't learn to sell into the pops. Move to a break even. I want a 1 for 1. I want a 2 for 1. I want a 3 to 1. Well, you can take all that and love it, to be quite honest. I'm going to take what the gives me. We got a GXAI that's looking halfway decent. I had a break on that 5 minute. 5 minute really wasn't setting up all that good, to be quite honest. We have INSG, FLXS is just a turd. ARTV is a turd. EGG. We got no volume on this crap. Look at the volume. There's no volume on that. I like searching. What I like to do is, change percent is good. Change percent is good. But what I really like to look for is the volume. That's what I like to look for, is volume. Got FLXS, but that's volume to the downside. INSG, that's volume to the upside. But the problem is, yes, it has volume, but it doesn't have enough volume. We got 37,000 on the 5 minute. Yeah, if you're trading a little bit of shares, you can do that. But if you're trying to push it, that's not pretty good. We got GXAI. That was our biggest one so far. And if you look at the pre-market, that's where we made our money. Pre-market on that one. That one's looking good. You're a little extended off the 9 EMA, but it is what it is. You do not be buying off the extension off those 9 EMAs. Volume up real good. There's a little bit of volume in that. And we get a bounce up of 185, and we got the 188. Really got to be looking tape. Really got to be looking at the tape on this. GXAI. If you were trying to get a bounce off of GXAI, if you were with me in the morning, you're already made your money in the morning. But why in the heck are you trying to make more? That is beyond me. The GXAI, PRFX, that popped a little bit, but now it's dumping. That's turning into a big old herd, to be quite honest. See right here? Yeah, it had higher highs, higher lows on the 1 minute. Get over here. You want to get higher highs, higher lows right here. Yeah, that's fine. Had volume that kicked in higher than the other stuff. If you get in on the break of that, you want to get yourself some quick profits. You want to move to a break even. As soon as you get a pop, move to a break even, sell a quarter, sell half. I know people are looking for these 2 to 1, 3 to 1s, but I take what the market can give me. If the market wants to give me a little change, I will take it, but there's no way in hell I'm letting a winner turn into a loser. That's just stupid. Got PRFX. The 5 minutes not looking too hot. Plus, it got halted. To the downside, it got halted. You can come back in 5 minutes on that bad boy and see where it wound up. Man, I feel sorry for people. I really do. I feel sorry for people that can't sell into the pops here, and then they kind of hold it. Then they're like, and then they're down here. Be like, oh, please give me back to break even. I promise I won't do this again. Man, I feel sorry for people. Now, they say psychology and trading. We got news. PLYM, Eddie, that's biggest movers. PLYM, but that's a 38 million float. That a Plymouth Industrial REIT receives unsolicited non-binding acquisition proposal. PLYM. It's $21 stock. I usually try to stick between $2 $20. Well, YM. Yeah. We have GXAI that's looking good. GXLI, we got a 235, a limit up on that if you're in that. Okay. So GXAI, you got yourself a little pop on that. Got a little move on that. A little PRFX. Yeah. If you were with us pre-market, made money on that. You could have made money right here. Get yourself a little quarter right there and move on. You need to have hotkeys doing this. PRFX is unhalted. Those people that were holding up there at 3 1/4, 3 1/2 are sure wishing it could come back. I have Intel, biggest movers. Of course, Intel had news earlier, and plus it was up 3% on pre-market. So Intel was looking pretty decent. You like them big boys, you can trade that one. Intel is up 10%. That's quite significant. We get a pullback back to the EMA at 2601. DXAI is bouncing off the 5-minute EMA. What the SPY's doing. SPY's not doing very much. SPY's not doing very much. Futures is selling off a little bit. Futures is off a little bit. Below the VWAP. All right. Reclaim that. Up here. Is that the session? You got PRFX, you got PRFX, trying to reclaim it. GXAI is about the best one. We got a higher high, so if you can get a break of 196, you might be able to see if we can run it. Break of 196 with volume. Break of 196 with volume. Break of 196 with volume. Gotta be looking at your level 2 if you want to get in on 196. That would be a little extended off the EMA, so thank you. Yeah, the futures is the ES. Why is that updating? The you? Yeah. So XAI might not be play anymore because money in pre-market. That was about what you had. Scalping a little bit on the futures. I like to trade pre-market and just scalp the future. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much. Righty. We're gonna break that. Futures, we had a little micro pullback. Might try and break that. We don't get some volume in there. Got 10 o'clock. We got that dude talking. Got that dude talking. FOMC dude. Got the FOMC dude talking. That's at 10 o'clock to a few minutes. Okay. Going to crank it or what? You just sit there like a bump on the log. XAI. EXAI kind of grinding a little bit. It's not doing very much. Grinding, not. Got PRFX that's really not doing much. Yeah, it's just kind of a slow grind. Kind of a I mean, the 5 minute kind of down on volume a little bit. You can get the 1 minute volume up. You probably break that. Got the volume coming in on the SPY. Really not doing very much though. That's the problem. Got that speaking. I forgot the guy's name. It's not it's not Jerome Powellson. Yeah, I just scalped a little bit. I'm out of it. Yes. Try that. That's what you. Bowman, Fed Bowman. That's the guy's name. 10 o'clock. That's what you want to see. Try to get some movement. Try to get some movement, people. Old Fed Bowman's running his mouth, probably. SPY's doing cranking, ain't it? Futures is up. We're going to go after yesterday's high. Probably look for a slight pullback, maybe. And then we'll probably try to run for it. Who knows? I got about another hour. Then I got to get to writing some more code for this scanner. Now, the question is, are we going to get a slight pullback to the EMA, or are we going to bust out of that inside bar? That's the question. Five minutes kind of putting in the tail. And that 5 minute extended pretty heavily. Another inside bar. People just don't know what they want to do. Break that EMA. I'm going to bounce off of it. Small, slight little bounce. Again showed up. Biggest motors. That was done, yeah, last week, I think. TRFX, LASE, they're all doing pretty decent. Had a bounce off that 9 EMA that was pretty decent. Break that high, be good, but we ran really, really good. We had a really good run. This thing could retrace pretty big. We're holding that 9 EMA. $5 not looking too hot. 5 minutes not looking too hot. There we go. Getting a flush. Get a flush. Propping it up. Yep, looks like we're going to get a flush. Getting the flush. It's flushing. Get that big flush. Come down to support. What are we going to do? $5-minute. Flush down this. Hoping we have. But, yeah. I mean, it was low volume on the 5-minute. Now we're kind of breaking that little pattern there. So, who knows? Got PRFX. That's that looking like PRFX. It's kind of grinding sideways. GXAI was kind of slowly grind up. PRFX could look like it's going to be flushing, like the ES. Alrighty. GXAI is trying to hold up. PRFX, yeah, has support around there at 50, maybe 2.5. Look what the ES is trying to do, trying to make come back. Who knows? Who knows if it's gonna make it? We don't know. Needs more volume though. 10, 19. We got GXAE that is just cranking again. GXAE. Look at that bad boy. Look at it. It's a cranking again. Look at that. Made higher highs, higher lows on there. higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It just keeps ramping up. Higher highs, higher lows. So it broke that 194. It said I want to go to $2. I went to $2. Now I want to try and go to 2.25. Who knows? That little doji, little 5-minute doji right there. We had a pullback. We had a little 5-minute doji. It kind of did a 2-bar break right there on a 5-minute. We broke that doji and then we kind of took off. That's what it kind of did. Got PRFX that's not doing very much. The future's going to do, we do not know. If it can break that 5-minute, that'll be good. If it can break that 5-minute, that'll be good. What? Two. On the 5-minute, it came right to the 9 EMA on the futures and just kissed it. And that was a nice little run. If you got that like 471, you got yourself about 3 points right now. That would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. 3-point run on a couple contracts. That's nice. That's always nice. Yeah, putting a little. XAI going to bounce off that EMA, go up to 2.25. Not know. Do not know. Got a previous 1 minute. We got volume on that. It's the only bad thing. You got volume on that. What I need to do is write the code to alert us. See, this is what I like doing is when you're getting this candle right here, this 5-minute made a higher high, higher low. So at 10:15, which is right here, what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Right here, higher high, higher low on a 5-minute. EMA is sloping upwards. It's above the EMA. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that so you can get in on these trades right here, 194 up to here. That's kind of what you're looking for. Oh, we are just grinding sideways. That's what you're kind of looking for on GXAE. And then you got a nice pop of 210. Yeah. That's what you want. You got a winner, you don't let it turn into a loser. Got a winner, you don't let it turn into a loser. Yeah, PRFX really didn't turn out too hot. That didn't turn out too hot, but the XAI did. So out of the two, at least one of them turned out decent. At least one of them turned out decent. So GXAI, and you got a 10-cent move on that micro pullback right here. You had a run up, you had a micro pullback. The volume kind of dried up a little bit. You got a break. Got a break of 209, so at 210, it ran up to 220. I mean, definitely got a winner, and you don't let a turn into a loser. So you got to pop. It's probably sold half in that pop. Once you get back here to 210, yeah, probably get a bounce off the EMA. Yeah. Futures ain't giving up. They trying. So we got 2.25 on GXAI. GXAI, you got a quarter on that. That's decent. You got a quarter on that. It just keeps running. GXAI keeps running. Futures is flushing. Futures is flushing. We're going to get a bounce off the VWAP. We have no idea. Ooh, we broke right through that VWAP. Smoked it. Smoked right through that VWAP with volume. They're going to try to reclaim it. GXAI just keeps riding up. Don't let a winner go a loser, people. Yeah, GXAI was good, so it was good for the pre-market and it was good for the market hours, so that's halfway decent. I'm just trying to manage this trade. Looking decent on it. Well, I might put my stop up here. Little moron. How about that? You little moron. You need to put your stop up there. I'm gonna get stopped out. Looks like it. Uh, no. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I'll take my little bit of profits and move on. Take my little bit of profits and move on. Good. What account is it? It was a little rough. I don't know if Bowman said anything to flush the market. I have no idea. I just don't listen to him. Most of the time with these low floaters, I mean, GXAI is 6.5 million. I mean, these low floaters, they don't give a flying crap about fundamentals or anything, to be quite honest. They really don't give a flying crap about the fundamentals. Take a look at the news of GXAI. That was at 8 o'clock. Yeah, we know that. Where we made our money with you. No more news on that. GXAI. Okay. More news on that. PRFX really hasn't turned into pretty good. We got NVIDIA enrollment sends this stock soaring. Okay, PRFX, but it really didn't do anything after that. PRFX. No, it's just been kind of grinding sideways. Really hasn't done anything. I could get balance. Probably be better. Rid of that. Back to me. We can't. XAI just kind of flushed. Gotta be careful with them. They flush hard. Low floaters will flush you hard. That's how you gotta take your money. Go a quarter, sell half, move to a break even. It's just how it is. That's just how it is. Hmm. What we got here? 13. 513. Intel was looking good. How Intel's doing that? Yeah, I would probably get rid of that one. Well, the futures trying to do something. Kind of broke the low of previous. X AI is just kind of crapper, to be honest. RFX. RFX. That really never. I mean, it had a pop in the morning, but I mean, if you look at the EMA, as you can see here, we had a nice little run on PRFX, okay? And then it just kind of flatlined, and then it just started sloping down. So you really don't want to take, I know this is a nice pop here, but you really don't want to take it. Just, I mean, you can if you want. Uh, what I like to try and look for is I try and look for something that's going to run like GXAI. you know, if something is going to like pull back, then we try to get a EMA sloping upwards. Try to get a pop. You try to get something so where you can sell into the pop, make a little profit, and then try to get this hold a little bit to try to get this big run. That's what you try and do. At least that's what I try and do. Which one am I trading? For 13. Yep. flushed hard. Futures are flushed hard. Take a look at that. I just flushed really hard. Yeah, it's trying to make a comeback. I don't know if it will. We're down at the lows. We flushed the low. Flushed the low of the opening range. I mean, we're thinking it's pretty significant. Could get a bounce up to 642.87. On the futures, it's somewhere around 465. We're definitely below the VWAP. Definitely below the session VWAP. I mean, you could get a bounce up to the VWAP. We have no idea. If it tries to do it, it will try. You do not know what it's going to do. Nor do you try and predict that. Try to run with the money that's pushing it. Oh, are we going to go for another flush? Yep. Yep. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's just puking out. It's just puking out, to be quite honest. Wow. Not good. Futures. HX. HX. That coming any much news. Much news. Mm. I was like trying to catch a falling knife from up here all the way down. That's huge. That is pretty big. Few minutes to another 5-minute candle. Let's see what the volume and the sentiment of the 5 minutes going to look like. You know, we had LASE earlier. That turned out to be SE. Not too good. Good. And the FY, you were looking at that didn't have a catalyst, so I don't know why it's up so much. Maybe people just they like it and they want to push it. Who knows? FLXS had a catalyst. There was nothing going on there. The SLK. See, we're going by sorting by percent. With the low floaters, I like doing it by volume, to be honest. Got a futures turnaround here. Well, at least trying to turn around. We don't know if it's going to, but it's trying. We can pump some volume in there. And if you look at the SPY, it's trying to pump it up. We need to be closing above the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. We need to be closing above it. You want to see a pop above and then a retracement back to the 9 EMA, make it a lower high. But we could have an inside bar on the 5 minute. We don't know. But, you know, that could happen. We just don't know. So you just got to sit on your hands and wait. I mean, if you think, I mean, if, big if we close right up here, which is going to be in about a minute or so, and if we get above that high, and if we get above of 642.29, that's a 2-bar break, to possibly try to kiss that 9 EMA. That's what would be good. I'm looking at it on the futures, and to be honest, I mean, kind of playing the futures, but hey, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Again, higher high, higher low in the 1 minute. That's actually pretty good with volume. With volume. So we need a little bit more volume coming in. A little bit more volume coming in, people. Want to see volume coming in. So we got to get that out of. Yeah, we got a break of that. That high. We need to really break 642.30. We break 642.30. We could be good to go. But then again, we just don't know because the sentiment is down. I mean, it is really, really down. Look at the daily. That's just getting crushed. But it's trying. Giving it the old college try. I think we just need to stop the stream because I think it's stopped itself.